It's muffed. New blood is in the building. Let's see what they did with the picks. This is the Bears 2026 draft recap. Muffed. Welcome into Muffed Chicago Bears 2026 draft recap. 7 picks headlined at 25 overall by Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. From there, Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson worked the trenches and the back end. A center on day 2, 2 receivers, 3 defenders to close. The DNA Johnson kept hammering at the podium was competitors, guys who eat it, sleep it, breathe it. Defense first on premium capital, with the offensive picks looking like targeted role hires for Johnson's system. Start with Thieneman, because this class lives or dies on the first round safety. Chicago's 2025 pass defense surrendered 32 passing touchdowns and a passing expected points added allowed of plus 17.81. Defenses want that number negative, so the highest leverage pick went to the unit that needed the most help. Thieneman's the fit, 92 tackles at Oregon, 44 solo, 3.5 for loss, a sack, 5 pass breakups, on top of 3 years of high-level production going back to Purdue. The athletic profile backs it up, a 9.71 relative athletic score for strong safety, the 0 to 10 composite benchmarking combine and pro day testing against every player at the position since 1987, top 3% ever measured. Johnson framed him as the rare safety opposing coordinators have to game plan around, always around the ball, tackles with violence. Smashed pick on paper. The second back end swing came day 3. Malik Muhammad, Texas cornerback at 124. Modest counting numbers, 30 tackles, 2.5 for loss, a sack, 4 pass breakups. But Poles was explicit about why they moved up. They liked the coverage, the play style, the growth room. The athletic case is loud, a 9.74 relative athletic score at corner, top 3% ever tested. Poles called it competition and depth early with a chance to grow into something bigger. Honest read on a 4th round corner testing like that. On the offensive line, Logan Jones at 57 is the day 2 investment and the building was convicted. A 9.70 relative athletic score for centers, top 5% ever measured, paired with what Johnson called top-notch mental processing after the top 30 visit. Johnson admitted Chicago asks more of the center than most NFL systems, and the path is the slow one. Learn behind Drew Dahlman, take the time, start when it's time. No alarm bell to point to. The offense surrendered just 24 sacks last year. Long runway investment at the most cognitively demanding spot on the line. The passing game added 2 complementary day 2 pieces. Sam Rouse, Stanford tight end at 69, smashed the testing, a 9.95 relative athletic score, 99th percentile of tight ends ever measured, and led ACC tight ends with 49 catches, 545 yards, 2 scores, long of 69. His predicted points added per play, the college version of expected points added, was plus 0.37, totaling plus 24.71. Johnson's pitch was simple. Rouse finishes through the whistle every play regardless of who he's blocking. The role is the 3rd tight end behind Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. Then at 89, Xavier Thomas from LSU, 41 catches, 488 yards, 4 scores, plus 19 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Predicted points added per play of plus 0.39, a tick above Roush. Johnson called him a 4.2 guy who doesn't grow on trees and pointed to backfield versatility and the return game as the creative hooks, complementing Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, and Kmet rather than competing with them. The run defense got 2 day 3 trade swings. Keyshawn Elliott, Arizona State linebacker at 166, brought real production, 98 tackles, 14 for loss, 3rd in the Pac-12, 7 sacks, with an 8.74 relative athletic score, top 15% of linebackers tested. Poles flagged size, speed, and special teams as the make the roster path. Then at 213, Jordan Vandenberg, Georgia Tech defensive tackle, 42 tackles, 11 for loss, 4 sacks, and a 9.99 relative athletic score. Not a typo, top 1% of defensive tackles ever measured. Poles said the D-line coaches lit up when his name went around the building, and Chicago traded up because they didn't think he'd last to the 7th. A 6th rounder with a 9.99 profile is the definition of a worth the dart late swing. Pick of the draft is Thieneman, and the case isn't testing. Roush at 9.95 and Vandenberg at 9.99, matching there. It's position, capital, and whole. Roush is the 3rd tight end. Vandenberg is a 6th round developmental dart. Thieneman is a 25th pick, plugged into a pass defense that allowed 32 touchdown passes. At a position Johnson openly described as a rare one for an offensive coach to fear on tape. When a top 3% athlete also profiles as the disruptor, a coordinator builds the back end around, you take that over a trait dart every time. The biggest thing to watch in 2026 is the pass rush. Poles and Johnson admitted at the podium they didn't sign a big name edge in free agency and didn't draft one either. Chicago generated 35 sacks in 2025, and the plan, in Johnson's words, is better coaching plus healthy returns from Dominique Robinson and Shamar Turner, plus continued growth from Montez Sweat and Austin Booker. That's a bet on internal development. The Thielman pick raises the secondary's floor either way, but if the front four can't get home, even a 9.71 safety can only do so much. Muffed! That's the Bears 2026 draft class. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want a weekly recap for the Bears when the season kicks off, subscribe to the Bears feed wherever you're listening. 2, if you want the same treatment for your fantasy roster every week, head to muffed.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.